If you're like most people, studying's hard sometimes. I know it was for me as an undergrad, particularly if it was for a class that I had to take in a topic that I didn't really enjoy. So I tell myself, I'll get to it later. But somehow, later didn't seem to happen often enough. Sound familiar? If that happens to you on a regular basis, give me 3 minutes of your time and I'll tell you about a simple way to change that pattern and put more study time towards that tough topic without seeming to work any harder. A professor named Robert Boyce did an amazing study 30 years ago. He was looking for a way to improve professors' publishing output. Why does this matter? Because professors have to publish research articles to get tenure and to get promoted through the ranks. So publishing's really important, a lot more so than a grade in a class, because if they don't publish enough, they can get fired. But it's hard to consistently write because it's a long-term thing, and professors are just like their students. They tend to procrastinate. Boyce started his study by measuring how many pages of written research output these professors produced over a year's time. He split his subjects into 3 groups. The first group was the control group. They averaged 17 pages of written output in a year's time. That's about one small article. The second group made one small change. They committed to write for a minimum amount of time every day, something like 20 minutes, not a whole lot. And they kept a log of how much time they spent writing and how much they produced every day to the nearest quarter page. Pretty simple, right? How did this work out? First, compared to the control group, this group ended up putting in a lot more time. Once they got rolling, on some days they'd write for a couple of hours. And instead of 17 pages like the control group, they produced an average of 61 pages, almost 4 times as much. And they felt like they experienced a lot less stress than they did with their old pattern of writing. A 4 times improvement might seem like a big thing, but it's nothing compared to what Boyce found next. He had a third group do the same thing as the second one, write every day and log their time. But they also made one additional change. They shared their log with someone else once a week. It turns out they produced an average of 157 pages. That's more than 9 times as much as the control group. And that is simply amazing. Why'd this work so well? For 4 reasons. First, it took a big unstructured task like study for finance and replaced it with a simple one. After all, anyone can do 20 minutes, right? This makes stress go way down. Second, it uses some clever psychology. Once you have a string of days going, you hate to break it, so this will make you more likely to study each day. Third, it keeps the material fresh in your head so you don't lose time getting up to speed every time you pick up the material again. And finally, knowing you'll be showing your log to someone else adds a bit of accountability. So the simple trick is study every day for a little bit, log your time, and share your log once a week.